so you had the screening of Nekromantik at the Cinematheque, and I gather you were quite impressed by, quite overwhelmed by the turnout for Nekromantik.
Yes, yes. I think I've been here with the same movie 20 years ago, and yeah, it's even more people now.
Are you surprised at the ongoing interest in your movies?
Yes, I'm really impressed, because the idea was to screen it to some friends in Berlin in the late 80s, and nobody could foresee that the wall was coming down and we were running free in the world now. So these films weren't meant for a bigger audience, and the fact that they are distributed now in HD on Blu-rays gives them another new life, These films have been on film in some cinemas. They have been on VHS, they have been on DVD, and they have been on Blu-ray. The only thing I missed is Laserdisc, but I've done all the other formats.
So we can look forward to the UHD soon then? 4K UHD.
Yeah. But there has to be an end to this, I think.
This kind of comes onto a point that, we've kind of talked about over the years, and that I wanted to bring up was, originally most of these films would have been seen on, scratchy prints like you guys have just seen. They would have been distributed amongst collectors. A lot of British collectors I've spoken to saw these films on 8th, 9th, 10th generation dubs, when you could barely see what was going on. Is the fact that, companies such as Arrow are now putting these films out in HD, is it a bit of a mixed feeling for you?
Not really, because the source material is film, so you can't go wrong in doing it in HD. It won't look like an HD production because it's still on film. And when the films were new, especially Nekromantik and Todesking, I was always unhappy with the presentation in the cinemas, because the only prints we had during the first years were 60mm film prints with magnetic sound. So the sound was like this, and the picture was blurry and too dark, so it was depressing all the time. I remember that, cinematheques, like these serious cinema houses, they had the right facilities, 60mm projectors and stuff like that, to screen these films. But normal cinemas, they might have a 16mm projector, but it was not very well in shape, and it was always difficult because all the cinema systems, the sound systems, it was all fixed to 35mm screenings, so it was always a hassle. So I'm happy that in the digital age it finally looks like a film.
Because as we were just speaking downstairs, you were saying how you like the look of this print of Schramm tonight with the scratches and...
Yeah, because these films they have not been in real grindhouses. They have more been in small clubs in the first place in Berlin, than in independent cinemas mainly, and so they never wore out these films prints, But the first 35mm print of Nekromantik was done 10 years after the release. And Schramm was the first movie where we actually could afford 2 35mm prints from the beginning. So these film prints are really that's the first run. And it's only 2, because the film was shot on 60mm, and then I think we did a direct blow up from the 16 negative. So it looks pretty good, I think. And I'm proud of all the scratches, because it means the film is still running somewhere,